Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and I really wanted to show you some color number 8 shell Cordovan and answer some questions about what color number 8 is. But before we get to that, I wanted to give you a preview of some of the stuff that we're shipping out today. So we have a color number 8 shell Cordovan Fat Herbie, a color number 8 CXL Tony the Ant, color number 8 CXL Valet tray, a black shell Cordovan Valet tray, a black shell Cordovan Johnny the Fox, a Cobalt Blue Dublin Bugs Moran, Natural Shell Cordovan Bugs Moran, Amaretto Shell Cordovan Bugs Moran, English Tan Dublin Fat Herbie, an Amaretto Shell Cordovan Johnny the Fox, and a black all reverse Johnny the Fox. So color number 8, what is it? It's really just a color designation for what this is in my hand. This is a piece of shell Cordovan that has been stained to the color number 8. And that color 8 word is just really confusing because it was invented before marketing was really much of a thing, or I suppose what we would consider modern marketing to be. They just named this color based on the amount of dye or the blend of dye that they were using back in the early 1900s. So that's how color number 8 came about. There's also different colors, color number 4 and color number 2, which are roughly half the darkness of this color 8. So it gets a little bit more confusing simply because of the number as opposed to a color name. But I wanted to give you a demo here because not only is color 8 available on the shell Cordovan, but you can make color 8 on other leathers. We can make it on the CXL, the Dublin, Latigo leathers. You can make it on really anything. So it's just a color designation. So on my right here, or on your right here, this is a color number 8 CXL Valet tray. You can see the colors are roughly similar, but the CXL is tanned with a different hot stuffing blend. So in the tanning process, we take out the fats that are going to deteriorate and rot, and later in the tanning process, we replace those in a process called retanning, where we hot stuff in a blend of waxes, oils, and greases to give you a really great feel, a great smell, and a great look. So the shell Cordovan and the CXL are hot stuffed with a different stuffing blend of waxes and oils. So oftentimes people hear the word Cordovan and they think of this color. In fact, here's a piece of shell Cordovan straight from the tannery. This is what it looks like. So again, color number 8 is a dark brown burgundy shade. So although color number 8 has been synonymous with the shell Cordovan, again, you can get it in any different leather. But right now we have it in CXL and shell Cordovan. Color number 8 is just a color designation, and it's a dark brown burgundy shade. Let's take a look at some of those items that are shipping out today, including this color number 8 CXL Tony the Ant. This one has been personalized for Gladys, and thank you so much, Gladys, for picking this up. On the inside, we also have color number 8, and I wanted to show you a little something different of what we do on the CXL. We take a little bit of extra care to finish the unintended side of the leather. So this is the grain side of the CXL. It's a very polished, filled in, and smooth grain, but the back side of the leather is a more fibrous area, and that's often called the suede side or the flesh side of the leather. We fill in that suede with a stain coat and then an additional resin coat to give it a nice smooth look, and it's even easier seen on something like this Valet tray. So this is a color number 8 CXL Valet tray that's going out today. This one's a little bit more unique because we have a couple measuring machine stamps on it, and usually the leather only gets stamped one time. This one appears to have been stamped twice. But if you take a look on the bottom side of the Valet tray, this is the CXL side, the grain side of the leather. This is often what you see in something like a boot or one of our wallets. And this is a nice example to show you what we do on the flesh side of this. So we really fill in and stain to match the color 8 on this unintended side. I think it gives it a little bit of a cleaner look. The other classic shell Cordovan color is the black shell Cordovan. And this is the one that you see here. You often find a lot of dress shoes made out of this very nice black leather. It sort of has like a very nice sleekness to it. The way that the light reflects and bounces off of the black shell Cordovan in specific is just really special to me. On the unintended side of the black shells, you'll notice that this is a little bit more green, which is very interesting. The reason it's become green is from the dip dyeing process after the leather has been stained. they dunk the shells into a barrel of water, and the black dye that is used for the black shell Cordovan is a green black. So some of that dye migrates around in the barrel and transfers to the unintended side of the shell, and that's what gives you this really neat look. And speaking of black shell Cordovan, here's a black shell Cordovan Giant the Fox. This one has a really fun MD monogram on it, so maybe this is going to a doctor. I hope. That's really cool. We do offer monogramming for all of our items, so if you're interested in that, you need some help, definitely let me know. But check out how the light reflects off of this black shell. It's very compelling to look at. And sometimes I'll just sit there with a piece of black shell and angle it back and forth just like this. On this Giant of the Fox, we've paired it with a black horsehide interior. This black horsehide interior is actually custom made for us by Horween to be as thin as possible, as durable as possible, and to have a nice aging characteristic. Up next, we have a Cobalt Blue Dublin Bugs Moran, and I love the Cobalt Blue Dublin because it has this really great color range to it. The undertones are a little bit more of an aqua blue, and the surface is more of like a dark navy. So the combination of those two I found very fascinating. Let me give you a little look at the inside here. More Cobalt Blue Dublin, and the Dublin itself is a really nice grain character that you don't find on most leathers. It's very grainy, this Dublin. It has a really nice wax finish to it, so it has a great waxy feel. Here's another Bugs Moran. This one is in natural shell Cordovan. And man, that's a really nice piece of natural shell. This is about as light of a color that the shell Cordovan comes in. I do find that the raw shell is slightly lighter and a little bit less orange when compared to the natural. And I do notice that because I think the reason that it's a little bit of a different color is because the regular shell Cordovan gets treated and polished with an application of Venetian cream. So I think that Venetian cream lends for a little bit more orange, a little tiny bit of red to it, which is why I see that little bit of color difference between the natural and the raw shell. And there's one more Bugs Moran to show you today. This one is in Amaretto shell Cordovan. I really like this Amaretto shell color. It's actually my favorite shell Cordovan color. It reminds me a little bit of the English tan Dublin that you can see peeking out in the back there. But what I like about the Bugs Moran is the form factor. It fits perfectly in your hand. So this is the wallet I suggest to most front pocket minimalist type of people. This particular Amaretto shell Bugs has been personalized for BRB, and I like that monogram a lot. It reminds me of Be Right Back. Up next is a Fat Herbie in the English tan Dublin, and even 2 minutes later, I still love the grain character of the Dublin. It's a very naturally finished leather, what we would call an aniline finish, where we don't use a lot of solids in the dyes and the stains to cover up the grain. The word aniline means stained as opposed to painted on. But the English tan Dublin really reminds me of my favorite shell color, that Amaretto shell that we have here. It's a little darker, a little bit more brown, but I think that's the reason I gravitate towards this English tan, is because it reminds me of my favorite shell color. And on the Fat Herbie, that's my favorite wallet style. This is the wallet I prefer to wear because I wear it in my back pocket. And the unique card layout of the Fat Herbie, I think, makes it for the best back pocket wallet you can have. Because the cards are not stacked on top of each other, when you load this up with cards, it just lays thinner than most wallets, which is why I prefer it in my back pocket. I have two more wallets to show you. This is an Amaretto shell Cordovan Giant the Fox. Again, my favorite shell color. Check out the color shift that happens in this leather. Certain angles, it's a little darker and a little bit more red. And other angles, it's lighter, a little bit more of like an orangey, vibrant tan. And again, this is one of those pieces of shell that I can sort of rock back and forth in the light and just observe. And it sort of mesmerizes me for a bit. On the interior of this Giant of the Fox, we have a mock horsehide interior. And mock is also a confusing color name. That is a shortened phrase for moccasin. And it's just this light tan, sort of sandy shade on the inside. Here's one more Giant of the Fox in black, all reverse shell Cordovan. And we get a little crazy every now and then and try out things. This is a result of one of those experiments, because I've always liked the way that the unintended reverse side of the shells looked, because you get all those random dye marks and an opportunity to show off the Horween ink stamp. I've always just loved the way the wrong side has looked. which is interesting. I don't think it's really wrong or right, but on the inside we have more of that. So this gives you an idea of what the reverse shell Cordovan looks like. It sort of ranges in color from a darker, more forest green, like you can see on this card slot and this card slot, down to a little bit of a lighter bluey green tan on the front card holder here, and everything in between. So I like the reverse shell Cordovan for that reason. The other thing that's really cool about the reverse shell is that it ages and develops a really, really nice patina. So the black reverse that I have seen worn in, it starts to get a little darker, and the surface luster gets a bit brighter. And that actually develops layers of luster, just like any veg tan does once it ages a bit. And I wanted to give you a 28-day update on my Johnny the Fox. So this is the 100% English Tan Dublin Johnny the Fox. These actually sold out much faster than I thought they would, but we are making a new batch of them. So I've been wearing this one for 4 weeks now, and I've been really enjoying it. Take a look at how nice that Dublin is. It's starting to mold nicely around everything I've put inside of here. And I have a lot of cards and a lot of cash in here right now. I should probably count this. I think I have about 20 cards and, I don't know, maybe 15 different bills in here. But I've been really enjoying this Johnny the Fox. And I think what I like about it most is the Dublin. We've never done a Dublin interior before this Johnny the Fox. And I think that's what we're going to be moving towards, is matching exteriors and interiors on our wallets. It's very challenging to get the thin pieces of leather that are required for the inside of the Johnny the Fox. So we have to have that leather custom made by Horween. And it's kind of a pain in the butt for them to do. But they're working with us on it. So you should be seeing more of these coming soon in different colors. I do have a batch of English Tan coming soon, and we're actually making foxes right now. So if you're into this English Tan Dublin on the Johnny the Fox and you want to try it out with me, we've got some coming. So send us an email and I can set you up with one. But thanks for checking out everything today in the video. Hopefully I've demystified a little bit of what color 8 is. It's just a color name. It's become a little bit synonymous with shell Cordovan, but it's a dark brown burgundy shade. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd be glad to help you out. Until next time, take care.